Leaders of Tomorrow Season 10. It's been 10 seasons of empowering small businesses such as yourselves and hand-holding and guiding you in your growth journey. I'm Sunanda Jaiseelan. On the show tonight, I'm in conversation with Rakuten India to talk about enterprise tech and how they're working with India's small businesses. Also in focus tonight is all things construction and real estate with the Rustomjee Group. The first time we're speaking with Rakuten and really understanding what you do here in the country and how, more importantly, you're working with small businesses and the section of the audience that we are talking to. So it's very exciting doing this interview with you today. And perhaps by way of an introduction, if I could ask you to really talk to our viewers about the businesses that you have in India, because globally we know you have 70 plus businesses, you're a diversified global major, and in India, some of the businesses that you do. Why don't you run us through that? Okay.
So in India, first of all, thank you, for this opportunity. And I like the dynamism of your program, and I'm really happy to be part of this. There are about two aspects of what we do in India, right? We started off as a technology development center for Rakuten globally about 6 years ago. We started off with about 100 employees. Today we are 2,000 plus in this office right in front of Kavan Park.
Beautiful office that you have here.
Thank you. So that's sort of our, and we basically enable and power almost half of our Rakuten global businesses right here from Bangalore.
Sure.
For example, Rakuten Pay in Japan, which is like the phone pay of Japan, right? The largest payments company, is entirely built, produced, strategized from Bangalore office right here, right? From this office. So we have a pulse of what the market is in Japan, completely conceptualized, scaled, from India itself. So that's a pulse of kind of what happens in our global business side. In India, we have taken the strategy of focusing on B2B technology enterprise services. One of them is what we call observability and monitoring space. It's a cloud-based services business, right? So within Rakuten itself, as you know, we have 70 plus businesses, right? And they're running hundreds of thousands of services, from commerce to payments, credit card, fraud detection, to banking, and so on and so forth. All of these are operating at scale. And we cannot afford even a few seconds of downtime. Right? Just our ID, which is our authentication system, going down for 5 seconds leads to a $300 million loss in our P&L. That is how critical the stability and availability of all these web technologies and services are. And so this solution that we have built was initially built to make sure our systems are available and stable all the time, right? 24/7. And we have a bird's eye view of what's happening to CPU and memory and storage and security, all of these different things that are important to keep our systems running. And then we realized, hey, there is a huge market for this outside of Rakuten. Globally, this whole observability and monitoring space is a $30 billion market. And India Inc. itself is probably at 10% of that market itself. So we built this product called 6sense, built in Namma Bengaluru, make in India. In fact, we won the Atmanirbhar Award from Government of India for this particular product. And I'm happy to say we have significant traction here in India. We've got 24 businesses who are already either adopted it or in proof of concepts. The second business is, we have a business called Rakuten Symphony, which is telecom as a service, right? So like I told you, again, we built Rakuten Mobile in Japan, and we launched the world's first 5G network in Japan just a year ago, right? And all the tech we used to build our own mobile business, we said, hey, why not we externalize this and build telecom as a service SaaS business out of this? Because there's a lot of operators in the world, from Nigeria to Spain to Congo to Germany. There are many tier 2, tier 3 operators who cannot afford billions of dollars needed to build telecom technology, right? Even an upgrade from 4G to 5G is an $8 billion investment. And so we said, look, not many of these guys can afford this.
Yeah.
So we are going to disaggregate mobile itself and give you telecom as a service. All you need to do is just buy antennas and place them all over your country.
Sure.
You connect via the cloud to Rakuten Cloud, which is running our telecom service, and off you go. You're an operator overnight.
Sure.
So that's another business
Sure.
we are doing in India. And we are also, clearly from a B2C perspective, we have Viber, which is similar to WhatsApp. It's a messaging platform. We have 1 billion users globally. And India would like to grow this significantly.
As a B2B? As a B2C?
Potentially as a B2B,
Sure.
right? Enterprise support,
Sure.
chat, things like that.
Sure.
So this is kind of the top 2-3 things.
Okay.
We're also looking at a few more things. For example, a lot of our e-commerce solutions internally, right? We're looking at how do we take some of this intelligence, like catalog as a service, price intelligence as a service, competitive intelligence as a service, and provide these to offline merchants.
Okay.
In India, for example. Okay. But this is a little bit exploratory. Perhaps it might come to fruition sometime next year.
Globally, Rakuten is known perhaps best, correct me if I'm wrong, for its e-commerce play, for its beauty, for its fashion, lifestyle products. Is that not a market that you've explored or a segment you've explored in India?
We have explored it. I think the path that we would like to take there is, like I said to you before, is B2B. For a reason that B2C in the commerce and fintech space is a very long path to profitability in an emerging market like India.
Okay.
Right? So I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that's not a path we would like to follow here in India.
But it is a challenging market.
It is a challenging market, for sure. Yeah.
Let's come back to Sixth Sense and talk about technology and enterprise tech.
Yeah.
And what sort of businesses do you work with? And through this interview, what would you like to tell the businesses that we talk to, companies that have a turnover of between 4 to 400 crores, India's SMEs, MSMEs and startups, as to why perhaps businesses like yours are partnering with them and the kind of potential that you see? Why are you excited about this space is what I'm understanding.
Absolutely. See, I think what made us sort of go all in on this product was during the pandemic, we had already built a prototype of this product. We were talking to customers. We started meeting significant small and medium businesses, and we started seeing that all of them they accelerated their path to online businesses. Right? And many of the offline folks, from mom and pop clothing stores to Patanjali's and Ayurveda providers, herbal medicine, home products, hair care folks. They're all planning to go online because the pandemic forced them to shut down their shops, right? And if you got to survive and still grow your business, you had to go online. And not a lot of them had great tech background and experience in order to go online overnight. We really helped some of these small folks run their business, right? Get a bird's eye view of the business on, how is their web traffic doing, right? Are their servers able to scale to suddenly a few million users coming to their websites? Even if they do have a system downtime, can they recover quickly, right? And not just retrospective. One of the things we have built, and it's really unique about our product, is it's also predictive, right? We will tell you when there is going to be an issue with your website, with your business, online business, with your technology, your servers, your systems, before it happens. Because we're looking at past data, past patterns, and we're using some deep artificial intelligence to be able to predict and help you preempt anything wrong happening, so that your customers don't have a poor experience, your business has 99.999% availability, and sort of that really changed the game for us, because our customers love what we have, and it's leading us to a lot of significant traction with SMBs.
Okay, what is the size of the businesses that you talk to?
Yeah, I mean, they could be doing revenue anywhere from 3-4 crores to about 700-800 crores of revenue.
Sure. The reason I'm asking you that question is because, when we are speaking to our viewers, a lot of them, 60%, and reports have shown this in the past, didn't even have a website till, say, about 2 years ago. The pandemic has fixed that to a large extent. So that's one part of the problem. The second part of the problem is that it's seen as being expensive, where businesses like yours are perhaps offering it as a SaaS model and trying to fix that. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that one of the unique advantages of what we do is not just the features that I told you, but from a price point, we are extremely affordable and competitive. And this market is exactly the market we are targeting as well, is because, like I told you, they need a very simple user interface. The product cannot be complicated enough. Anybody in the company should be able to use it and diagnose kind of the health of their systems. Ease of adoption, ease of use, very low friction, that's what we are focusing on. So the way we have built it is that, in terms of the alerts and monitoring, and in terms of the advice you get from the system, it changes based on the persona of the person actually using it. Makes it very, very simple for SMBs to adopt and use this. And more importantly, it'll make sure your system is up and running 99.99% of the time, right? Because any downtime, you can't afford downtime. If you're an SMB, 2 days of business gone, you're now starting thinking about how do I pay the people that are working for me. You don't want to be in that spot.
Sure.
So our tagline is pretty much, we'll find your problem before you find it, right? And hopefully help avoid running into it.
Great. Thank you so much for your time. Pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much for your time. Really, really appreciate it.
I'll take a quick break. When we come back, I'm in conversation with the Rustomjee Group, Boman Irani joining us to talk about the construction space and real estate. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow. In focus tonight is the Rustomjee Group and Boman Irani. I spoke to him about trends as far as the construction space is concerned and what the future is looking like. Listen in. Hi Boman, so good having you here. And let's just start by talking about community living and whether we're seeing more and more people really moving towards that. And if you can call that out as a trend for our viewers, what do you want to say?
When a person goes to buy a home, he's looking for a lot of things, right? He's obviously looking for those things that look and feel good. He is obviously looking for that address that gives that little bit of an edge. He's definitely looking for a great location, a great school in the neighborhood, proper healthcare facilities. But I think more and more, as we meet with our buyers, they are looking for a meaningful existence. They've changed that desire to just go home and do nothing to becoming contributors to their society after going home. So like I said, some people like to cook, so they would like to invite the neighbors or those new friends of theirs that have been created in that community to come and just enjoy what they do, right? You have people who play music and they want to kind of spread the joy through music. So there are these events that they create for themselves, or we help them create, where they could come together and put together a little, as I say, Motley Crue band, and then sing along and feel happy, and at the same point of time make people happy. So this meaningfulness is what people are looking for. Life has to move beyond just the mundane existence to actually being lived. And for a very long time in our day-to-day activities, or in our desire to achieve our next target, our next goal, we forgot all about ourselves and about our lives. I think my home seekers, Rustomjee home buyers, are those that are looking for this meaning. They are definitely appreciating a better life. They are maybe discovering that a better life is something that they've all been looking for and never found. And today, the biggest testimonial of that is about 30+% of all my future customers come out of referral customers itself. That means people who are happy with us are going out there and bringing more people into the Rustomjee family. I think this itself is a validation of the work that we are doing. And I think in the future, consumers will be more and more inclined towards the creation of value for themselves, whatever it may be. Value for themselves and then bringing more and more like-minded people into the same community and hopefully enjoying the rest of their lives.
I want to talk about your entrepreneurial journey, going all the way from engineering to now being in real estate. What's that been like?
So, life is a journey. I think engineers are some of the best people on the planet. They do so much and they don't even get recognized half the time. We only recognize those that put the next rocket up in space or whatever, but there's engineering in everything around you. So engineers are basically trained to address issues as such. But no, it's quite simple, right? Life gives you melons, you go out, or lemons, and you go out and make a cocktail out of it and invite friends and party. That's how at least we believe that entrepreneurs are supposed to be. We are supposed to take things as they come and make the best of what happens. In the real estate space, what we saw was an opportunity of creating a brand that could speak of trust, a brand that could speak of value, a brand that could speak of quality, a brand that could speak of timeliness, a brand that could speak of a promise delivered and fulfilled. And every time we've tried to achieve that goal, we've taken a few hard knocks on our knuckles and we've only learned from those. So every time we had a issue, or there was a little bit of an unfortunate incident, or there were some things that were not up to the mark, instead of feeling dissatisfied, we said the very fact that we can learn from this and grow so that it doesn't happen again. As an entrepreneur, you're allowed to make mistakes, but not the same mistake twice. And that is the goal at Rustomjee. We at least try as leaders of this entire community to lead all those who are working with us to become future leaders, to become better people, to become more established as creators of wealth for themselves, for their families, for those around them, and for the good of society.
You forayed into multiple segments and verticals, really, if I can call it that, of the real estate space. And one of that is luxury real estate, something that you have started looking at post the pandemic. Just talk to us really about that.
So, I've said this in the past, right? We as Indians were first concerned about saving and savings alone. So we'd put all our money into stocks, shares, gold, bonds, and every form of investment alone, where we forgot that the biggest investment one can do is in themselves. And this investment pays the most richest dividend. So this was a slow creeping thought that came to most of the people slowly, but COVID has accelerated that. People have realized that yes, it's great to save, yes, it's great to create avenues of wealth creation, but one of the most important things is life itself, and life cannot pass by in this pursuit of only money. Life should be spent in the pursuit of happiness, in the pursuit of value, in the pursuit of the feel good for yourself and for your family. And towards that, they've moved for what they call redefined or meaningful luxury. And this meaningful luxury, of course, means a larger home, of course means a better area, of course means better amenities, of course means that more comfort is created. But at the same point of time, they're moving towards meaningfulness. Just a large home which does not have the requisite kind of infrastructure or facilities is not what they're looking at. Everyone can hire the best interior designers to create whatever they want, but the basic structure, the basic design, the basic creation has got to support that or enhance that, right? That is what our consumers are recognizing today. Developers who've been working in the longer run to create meaningful luxury are the ones who are seeing maximum amount of success. People are investing their money in better homes. People are investing their money in a better life for themselves, for their children. People are investing their, I would say, are treating a luxurious home also as an investment, not just an expense. And they're beginning to see value in this. And towards this, good developers have been able to finally be appreciated for the kind of work that they've done.
On the flip side, of course, is affordable housing and, have prices there. How are they really doing? What can you tell us on that?
So, affordable is a very misunderstood or, how would I say this, not relevantly used term, at least as far as homes go. So today, it would shock you if I told you that homes in Mumbai are actually cheaper than most of the best cities in the world, right? So it's affordable in that meaning. But Mumbai supports a whole category of people, everybody from the uber rich to those that are starting off their lives and making meaningful investments for themselves. So a home has got to be provided for across these classes. I would say even in the affordable space, gone are the matchbox types of homes that people were moving towards. Whilst we've seen some amount of supply coming in that segment, the largest part of the segment is now being served by good developments. That is exactly what Maruti had taught us so many years ago. If you remember, there were bigger cars. Maruti came in with a smaller car, but they gave all the meaningful things that are required in that. So that is exactly what's happening with the homes nowadays. While they're getting smaller, for the affordability concept of it, there is still a balcony being provided. There are still 2 bathrooms being provided in a 1-bedroom hall kitchen apartment. There is still the concept of allowing for air conditioning to kind of comfortably take care of the needs of the home. There is still that kitchen with the right size being provided, and not just a whole, where people are supposed to go out there and make good. So design is following research, which is allowing for better development to take place. And I can tell you, affordable could mean different things to different people, but everybody is looking for a well-engineered, well-built, well-designed home to take care of the needs of themselves and their family, so that they can continue to grow from there. And I think in only time to come, you will also see prosperity, allowing our citizens, our people, to move from various types of homes. So there'll be what's called the startup home, where people, who are just starting on in their lives, single people would move to, and then move to a home when they are just married, have small children, and by the time they grow into a family which has children in the range of 14, 15, 20 years, they will move to a larger home at that point of time. And I think the city and the country is going to see a huge upswing of this class of people. And it is our hope and dream that we are able to serve these people across their various homes as they grow from home to home itself.
All right, Boman. Good having you here on the show. Thanks for your time. Out of time on tonight's show. If you have any feedback for us, do let us know. Our details on your screens as we speak. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.